In Africa, we need the agricultural revolution, because here in Africa we have everything. We have everything like raw materials of different kinds. We have very many cheap labors. We have enough capital land. We have enough capital water. We have enough capital sunshine, enough capital weather, enough capital climate. We have a lot of minerals of different kinds. We Africans ourselves, we are enough market. All types of markets, we have them here in Africa. We have good and enough strategic position. The strategic position of each and everything, political, economical, humanitarian, and in all other surrounding orders. We have enough water body for generating enough and excess power to be exported, enough water body for transportation of commodities and human beings in all styles. We have enough water body for easy communication. Where there is enough water body, there exists enough fertile soil. Here I mean soil ground is suitable for agriculture. There are good agricultural fields to promote the staple and stable economy. In other words, we have to organize ourselves. Here I mean the Africans from north, south, east, west, and in the central region of Africa, in order to create ourselves the USA too, the United States of Africa too, to achieve each and everything, because we have everything as mentioned above. We have to develop high level of education of high quality and quantities of all levels, in order to sharpen our brains and make accumulation knowledge or knowledge accumulation in our bolongota, so that we can have good position in brains, the strategic one. Then everything shall hinge from here and develop the high science of ours and the high technologies. The advanced education of ours with the modernities shall help us, because we have the presence of fertile soils. This shall make the knowledge accumulation as far as rearing of animals and cultivation is concerned, to boost the continental agricultural production in all fields of the continents. Here I mean the cultivatable one and the reserved ones, all of them together to be utilized for maximum production, hence for high GDP of our continent, and enough to feed ourselves, subsistence, agriculture and farming, and enough for export. We have to build and have enough presence of strong and stable economy to base from there and build the highest and strongest because of presence of maximum political stability. In so doing can help us to have the good and strongest leadership and governance. Because Africa has been lacking good leaders, but now we have the total availability of organized and able-bodied leaders. We the leaders gonna organize all other resources because we are well organized and well advanced in all productional types and levels in order to advance the gender equality. Because of this provision of gender equality here in Africa, we shall remove and fight political discrimination, hence promoting the continental presence of wide roads, tarmac roads and malam roads to markets, all leading to markets for all manufactured goods and finished commodities, but all done here in Africa. Enough for African markets and as a continental markets. That one shall be done because of good political atmosphere, being steady, stable, and the strongest for quite long decades, half centuries, and centuries plus millenniums. This strategic logical point shall promote the industrialization of the whole of Africa, to build very many industries here and yon from north, east, west and south of the whole continent, and where Rwanda shall be the capital city of Africa, then this one shall promote the industries of all levels, hard industries and soft industries, to process all agricultural production, all products into the high quality production industrially. Is for keeping preservation and conservation. Therefore, if we work in that line for a longer period of time, there shall come the presence of enough capital to make the whole of Africa to be industrialized in all angles. Addition to that, because of having enough presence of cheap labor and experienced one and hard working in all 24/7 shall help us to boost our agricultural high output for industrial processing, for extra production in high qualities and quantities too, for continental consumption and for the whole world market consumption is in all production is primary production is, secondary production is, tertiary production is, direct production is, and indirect production is. Never to forget the around about production is. All of these to be achieved shall be due to high and advanced levels of education, the modern one of high quality, teaching the students 20,000 verbs in 28 tenses, training them to teach, training them to think deeply, digging out ideas and new philosophies being created, and this one can lead Africans to have high and advanced science and technology ready in use for high production for all continental populations and other world continent, all continental populations. Here we want to have the highest target to achieve, whereby we need overproduction to exceed overpopulation here in Africa. That one shall ease us to have enough for consumption and extra enough for the international trade, hence fetching high GDP in dollars. Therefore, this shall help us to promote high and advanced science and technologies in all youth, in all stages to maturity. Therefore, this shall also help the younger ones, the younger ladies and men, to work industriously as the old ones, join hand in hand the whole population of the old ones to become good examples. In other words, exemplary to the younger ones, aiming at training them to get familiar to hard working and experiencing all working systems in all 24/7, aiming at overproduction exceeding overpopulation, hence capturing the international markets, fetching all dollar levels in total accumulations to our benefit. Then and therefore, Rwanda shall become the best and qualitative capital city of Africa, which shall compete out to other capital cities in the world. Thank you very much indeed for that strongest point of ours. And thank you very much indeed for paying us attention and lending us your ears in the absence of the both eyes of all ends. Overproduction due to primary production, secondary production, tertiary production, around about production in direct production and indirect production. This shall help us to increase the resources of all levels in order to avoid the disappearance of other resources. Therefore, land for re-expansion in use we shall utilize our land in a new style, in a modern way, in building, in cultivation, and extra businesses. To use small land into high production. Here we shall use capital-intensive technologies and advanced sciences because of new philosophies being employed, and we shall be standby class 1 to teach them, our younger ones. Therefore, this shall be the best working systems of Africa for rapid spreading of economic development here and beyond in all economic stages of high caliber, from being LDC to advanced MDCs. Thank you very much indeed once again for this strongest point. Therefore, agricultural revolution shall have helped us to advance to industrial revolution, whereby we shall be manufacturing the hard and the hardest materials. In other words, we shall be having hard industries after soft industries. Therefore, the combination of the two in our presence shall help us to speed up our economic development after the economic growth. Therefore, Africa in a few years just shall have registered the total success and the total victory over other continents. Therefore, the staple agricultural and the commercial society shall have advanced to modern industrial society strongly. Therefore, we shall dance the better tune after passing through such the marked transition. The transition of progressive changes in economic space, political space, social space, and in humanitarian spaces, as far as industries, to bring them in easy way and smooth styles and mechanisms to speed up the production constantly, never in reduction. This business, or this active business, shall help us and preventing us from importing finished commodities and raw materials. We shall have turned around the Kro community hands to export the finished commodities and having excess raw materials. Here I mean unfinished commodities for our younger ones to turn them into complete finished production of all levels and types. Because of knowledge acquisition, experimental acquisition, and technological acquisition, scientific knowledge acquisition. Here leading to technological knowledge acquisition in total accumulations in all ages, because shall have become common experience in experimental doings. Therefore, Africa shall become the world empire market in the future. Then we shall have known how to utilize all kinds of minerals, producing them into as a new types of finished commodities for our domestic common use and for the international extra markets, ready for consumption and high GDP because of high and maximum exporting point basing from here in Africa. After turning the LDCs to MDCs, this progressive system will have worked efficiently and sufficiently for tomorrow's optimistic goals and agenda to harvest highly more than others in the whole world. My dear fellow Africans, you have to learn all ways, all means, styles, all meandering and straight technicalities in order to industrialize Africa, and through industrialization, due to formal education, we shall have a lot of changes to be registered in the history of mankind, but basing here in Africa. In case if we change our attitudes, the attitudes in the continents shall also change respondingly and correspondingly in order to industrialize Africa and spreading industrialization process as varafindalization spreads all over the world. Then Africa shall advance in industrialization process. Factors among others is education, the advanced education, formal education of high quality and caliber, where all learners must learn 20,000 verbs in 28 tenses, and then these ones shall help as subjects to be advanced in top gear. Then they shall acquire knowledge and different types of skills to accelerate high science and advanced technologies of many kinds and of all levels to quicken and speed up the capital knowledge, capital money, capital assets, capital land, capital water, capital minerals. Therefore, we shall have a lot of capital, which capitals shall also empower us to produce enough power to support our industries and other social, political, and economic plus humanitarian businesses working and running around the clock community hand to make enough water so useful for domestic use and industrial use. Therefore, water shall act as the raw, constant material. Here I mean the constant raw material for industrialization, make-up and mark-up. Then land as a factor of production shall help us to run all other businesses in an advanced way because of high sciences, in deep thinking, digging out new philosophies, leading us to new and advanced technologies. Therefore, here capital intensive technology shall be used here and yon throughout the country with total maximum security. Therefore, security of the African population and the other securities all shall help us to speed up the industrialization of Africa. Then the presence of raw materials here and yon of all kinds, this one is gonna help us never to lack any raw materials to be utilized to make whatever we shall be demanding and needing at all levels. Therefore, because of presence of large population, and large population shall be producing a lot of raw materials, incountable and uncountable. Therefore, we shall have large active and working population, which shall lead to overproduction instead of a rapid increase of overpopulation. We shall turn the other way around, that overproduction shall totally exceed overpopulation. The end result, we shall transport, we shall also promote transportation of the commodities to near markets and far away markets of all types, either in commodities and in transport systems, in air transport system, water transport system, land transport system, pipeline transport system, underground transport system, all kinds of transportation. Yes. So all of these ones, the portable ones, and by animals, you never know, and by other means. So long as we shall be advancing in high advanced sciences and technology every day in all population age groups. Human transportation and as transportation means all together shall also help us to advance in the ease and quickest communication hither and yon throughout the world to target the world markets in all world populations and gather raw materials where there is security and maintain security where there is insecurity for constant and maximum and permanent settlement for business doings and industrial promotion and performance. High and advanced communication in easy communication systems of the rulers. Due to high technology, we shall be using satellites, the mobile phones, and as mechanisms of oral internet styles to speed up information about the presence of commodities. Here I mean goods and services of all kinds. So we shall create our young ones, our learners, to become service creators. Then they shall create very many services leading us to creation of uncountable commodities. Here I mean goods and services in excess, to have them in abundance and extra for the exportation in all world markets. In so doing, we shall have as agricultural technicalities to promote and advance in high agriculturalisation, as mentioned above before. Then this one shall promote all Africans to have the culture of rearing of animals and cultivation of different crops, be it food crops or cash crops of high value and quantities. We shall experience hard working as the end result. We shall have overproduction exceeding overpopulation in Africa. Hence enough for the world exportation and gathering high GDP for all, whereby every African shall achieve high per capita income per annum and excess for total reservation after high savings of the African continental GDP. Then the experienced labor force, due to experienced students or learners, teachers, and different workers of all levels in production and types, we shall increase unexpected production and abrupt production, which shall help us to gain momentum in agriculturalisation and industrialisation. This one shall help us to aim furthermore higher and higher to achieve and capture the world international markets and break records as the Africans, the hard workers, the industrious ladies and gentlemen, working in 24/7 in all our lifestyle, and because of experienced labor force of all ages, from younger ones to the old ones, we shall also get enough skills and experience for overproduction rather than overpopulation. Therefore, we shall have enough to feed ourselves and our populations globally, and we shall have accumulated a lot of GDP in all types of currencies of the whole world. But we shall have the copper money of Africa shall have advanced exceedingly beyond dollars capacity. Due to good climate, climate is average condition of a place for a long period of time, 20 to 30, 40, 50 years and above. This one, because of having good climate here in Africa, shall help us to advance, because climate, if is favorable, shall favor our agricultural production and industrial production. Then cultivatable lands shall be very busy in all seasons. Irrigation application is due to advanced high science and technologies, because of advancing in capital intensive technologies. Then climate shall also help us to balance our environment, because of advancement in environmental protection and production, then and advancement in all styles. All of these ones shall help us to have good markets because of high production due to good climate of long run. Then weather also shall help us. In case if climate is good, then weather shall also be in a total balancing. Then markets will balance themselves of all types, of near and far away. Then we shall become more producers rather than becoming more eaters. Currently, we Africans have very many eaters, but few producers, which is very dangerous. So we have to turn this point to have overproduction exceeding overpopulation, which means we shall have very many producers and rather than having very many eaters. Then all eaters shall turn into industrial and agricultural producers, eating even on what they have produced. But all in all, Jesus shall help us, Nabi Muhammad and Buddha, then God shall make all the angels engulf us. In peace, never in pieces. Therefore, production shall be of high quantities and quality. Raw materials shall be increasing everywhere, and the markets shall be increasing everywhere. Investments shall be increasing everywhere. Then surplus capital shall accumulate every day progressively and progressively. Therefore, this one shall help all countries in the whole world to have the constant and permanent market here in Africa. Africa shall be the world sounding market with all kinds of commodities. A market is a place where buyers and sellers meet to exchange their commodities, and the commodities are goods and services. Therefore, goods are tangible materials. Services are intangible materials, but services are more expensive than goods themselves. Therefore, we have to increase advanced sciences, then technologies shall easily work for everyone. And the African Continental LDC shall turn into the MDCs, then we shall dance the better tune. We the rulers, we the strongest leader, the charismatic leaders, the visionary leaders, and the industrious leaders, the leaders of 200 good many causes on Rwanda, acting as the capital city of Africa, 2,000 good many causes on Africa, acting as the capital city of the whole world, and 20,000 good many causes that shall speed up the economic development of the whole world. As far as industries are concerned, under industrialization umbrella and agriculturalisation umbrella, in high capital intensive technologies. Therefore, this is a R2UDA president. New machines and new ideas are going to be discovered for agriculture, transport, medicine, industry, communication, and all markets. Then new investments and new markets, raw materials, total general surplus. God shall find us there. Find us at www.R2UDA.tk. Visit us in 24/7. I repeat once again, visit us at www.R2UDA.tk. Call us, call the R2UDA president. I Barafinda Sechkofre, R2UDA president, R2UDA Rego international representative and the founder. Then at plus 250 78 34 28 622. We shall receive your calls at zero price. Thank you very much indeed.